Wagwan sports fans, welcome back to this or that Sports TV, the place you guys come to get the best, most interesting and everything sports topics, discussions and debates on the internet. But before I get into today's video, don't forget to like this one, leave a comment, subscribe to this or that Sports TV. But the one more thing for me, that's to share the video to at least 10 people, get to 6 subscribers. Because if each and every one of you guys can manage to do that, do you know how many subscribers that will get us by the end of the day? Yes, people, I'm here to bring you guys another thoughtful video. Obviously, I apologize for not uploading after the loss to after the draw. I definitely feel like I lost to Curacao in the National Stadium, where we advanced to the playoff round of World Cup qualifiers. We did not get an automatic qualifier spot to the World Cup, but we have another crack at it in March, where we will be playing 2 games. Well, we will be possibly playing 1, but also possibly playing 2 with a chance to qualify to the World Cup. No, I apologize for not making any videos. I've been sick, and I probably can't hear it in my voice now. I have been sick. I apologize if my voice is a bit triggering at the moment. I don't sound the greatest. I don't have my best voice on right now. I feel like me come down with a little bit of flow after the game. Maybe the result they sick me. I don't know what is going on. But I say, yo, me have to come and me have to talk about this. I'm gonna try my best for you know, try if it not sound sick or look sick. You probably can't tell already. Look at my eyes, hear my voice. I'm just all over the place. But hey, I still have to make a video about this. So let's go. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about is the playoffs. And the playoff is a game where we'll be the favorite in one game and the next game will be heavy, 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 heavy underdogs. The first game we'll be playing is against, well, the first and probably the only game. If we lose that game, we'll be against New Caledonia. Sorry, not Macedonia. New Caledonia. We're ranked above them, and we've beaten teams that are ranked above them. We've beaten teams that they will struggle against, and we are going to be predicted to be the better team there. So we are looking to get past them. Now in the second round of that playoff phase, now we are going to play the Democratic Republic of Congo. Sorry. And that is the game where I predict that we're going to struggle. They are a good team. I looked at some of their results, and trust me, they've beaten teams that I can't imagine Jamaica beating. They've gotten some good results over the years, and even in this qualifying phase, they finished second. I mean, a tough Afghan confederation. This is not an easy team. They rank like 56th in the world. We are ranked 78th. So if you want to use the rankings to make your favorites and underdog from that, you can tell they are ways ahead of us in terms of their quality, in terms of them being a good team. They are ahead of us, and I think they only missed out on qualification by 2 points. So this is going to be a tough game, and closer to that game, I'll give my predictions. But right now, I'm not feeling too confident about that game. I'm not feeling too confident about qualifications. And if I was supposed to put a bet on it right now, I'd say that we won't make it to the World Cup. But come closer to that time, maybe the energy, the vibe, the coaching, the players, everything might the spirits might look a little bit different. The morale might look a bit different. The fight might look a bit different, and that game might look a bit different. So we may make it. But at this moment, I can't say that I'm filled with confidence for us to make it to those 2 playoffs games and to the World Cup. No, everybody know that Steve McLaren resigned as senior men's national team head coach. And after that, I can't say that I felt excited about that. I can't say that I was happy about it, because the truth is I wanted him to leave, but I wanted him to get fired. And I said it in the video, the immediate post-game reaction that I did after the Curacao game. He should have gotten fired. He shouldn't have been given the opportunity to leave with his dignity. He shouldn't be given the opportunity to salvage anything of his career at the moment, because this is just a shit show. It's a botched job of a coaching job, and he should have been fired. He should have been let go by the JFF. He shouldn't have come out with that prefabricated letter and apology and resignation. He shouldn't have done that, and he shouldn't have gotten the opportunity to do that. Should have been fired immediately after the game. He should have been fired on the spot. And so that. No. Obviously, after that, there is now a gap for the head coach position. By the way, Kaim Dixon just gets substituted in. Carleton against Accrington. He just came in at the 74th minute. That. But we are going over there still. We will check up on that. So, obviously, there is now a gap that needs to be filled. The head coach position. And might I say, there should be much more gaps that needs to be filled after this automatic qualification campaign. Much more gaps need to be filled, but there's a head coach gap that needs to be filled, and the JFF has then released, I think what the game was Wednesday, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 3 days later, the JFF released that the chairman and technical committee, Rudolph Speed, and also the technical advisor for the senior men's national team, head coach Steve McLaren, which is also Rudolph Speed, was selected to be now the interim head coach for the senior men's national team. Like, this is actually a Netflix series. This is ridiculous. This is actually ridiculous. Now, Rudolph Speed, who was responsible for selecting Steve McLaren as a head coach, who was also responsible for giving tactical advice to the head coach during this campaign, where he's supposed to have expertise on the regional competition, which is Curacao, Trinidad and Tobago, and Bermuda. He failed miserably at both things, yet still he's being promoted. And my thing with this, it feels like a slap in the face of the Jamaican people. It feels like they're taking it to another level where they're doing what they want and they don't care about the backlash. They don't care about how it looks. They don't care about um, any pushback, because this is just ridiculous. This is just ridiculous. After this game, I'm telling you, I said it in my video, I'm going to say it again. Everybody on the technical staff should be fired. Head should roll after this result. Head should roll after this campaign. The head coach should get fired. The assistant coach, everybody on the bench should get fired, by the way, except the physio staff and all of that. Everybody should get fired. The technical committee should be ripped up because they've failed over and 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 over. They can't seem to get it right. They can't select a good head coach. They can't. They haven't managed to put in any strong developmental strategies in the country. They are just failing at their job. You get me? I say, but if we're going to use the senior men's national team, getting the easiest possible path to a World Cup with the easiest possible group that you could have drawn, and failing to get an automatic qualifier spot, that if that is anything to go by, everybody on that technical staff should be fired. Rudolph Speed is heading that technical staff. He's the chairman of the technical committee, meaning he's responsible for recommendations and policies and also personnel. So he hired Steve McLaren. He also hired Jaime Argums. He also fired Theodore Whitmore. He also fired Lon Donaldson. He also hired Jerome Waite. He also hired Fuzzy. He has a lot of those coaches who failed is on the shoulders of Rudolph Speed. So in my opinion, if anything should have happened with Rudolph Speed and his position in the JFF after this Curacao game, he should have been losing his job. May I tell you the truth? I'm not try box of food out anybody motor. I'm just giving my opinion on his performance. Right. His performance has been shocking. You see me? And the truth is, if the first of all, the chairman and technical committee should in no way, and I said this in the video. You can go back, go check the video when it was released that Rudolph Speed would have been the technical advisor for the head coach. I said it. I said it. You hired the man, yet still know you want to advise him. Imagine people, I'm running a company and I hire you to do a job. And a couple months after hiring you to do the job, I am now saying, hey, I'm going to advise you on how to do the job, okay? What is that telling you? What is that telling you, and what is that telling the public? Now, how can the same man that is responsible for recommendations be the advisor of the head coach? That don't make no sense. How can now the same man that was responsible for making the recommendation and who to hire also advising the failure now become the head coach? It just don't make no sense. And I think if anything was supposed to happen with Rudolph Speed and his position in the JFF, it should be losing his position, not necessarily getting a promotion. And that probably come off a bit harsh to him. He probably don't like it. Probably continue to hate me after this. But the truth is, he's been doing a shocking job in the JFF. And I honestly believe, and I've said this before to Jomar, and I probably said it on the channel before, I feel like Rudolph Speed and his position in the JFF and the actual role that he plays in the JFF, I don't think it matches up. I think Rudolph Speed is too powerful in the JFF. I think the president defers to Rudolph Speed too much. I understand that he's the football mind and probably the brilliant football mind in JFF and the man that they look towards. Oh, he's the best at the football side of things. I understand that, but I just think they differ to him too much. I think his opinion has too much weight in the JFF, and again, he has been a failure at his position. It's just the truth. Hasn't managed to get a successful hiring so far, and as a technical advisor, he's failed. So how come now he's the head coach? Just a shocking appointment. I can't see the silver lining here. I don't know how he managed to pull this off. This is ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous. That's my honest opinion on it. Some people might have other opinions and might be a little bit more lenient or are much more composed in their position. But for me, this is just ridiculous. It's shocking. It shouldn't be. I know he's almost being rewarded for doing a bad job as the chairman and technical committee and also as a technical advisor for the head coach. I don't like it, and I don't think it should be this way. Next thing I want to talk about is the job itself. The job itself is a hard sell. The job itself is a hard sell. I don't think there are many coaches that would take on this job. After Steve McLaren botched the job, now you're going to look for somebody to swoop in, not going to have a camp with the team. Don't know these players. He's responsible for now selecting a team that is going to beat New Caledonia and also beat the Democratic Republic of Congo. This is just a tall task for anybody. Even if we had a really, really good coach, this would have been a tall task. Had things been going perfectly, this still would have been a tough, tough task for anybody. Had Pep Guardiola been here, this would have been a tough task. You understand? So no to go and look for somebody to only come in and tell him that, hey, I'm going to give you an interim position. Because you have to understand that you cannot give a full head coach position right now. You cannot. Because the truth is, you have 2 more games to secure qualification. No, say you go out and you go and spend big bucks on somebody and you tell them that you're going to be the head coach for the next 6 years. Okay, you probably have to go 6 years now or 4 years now till the next World Cup, 2030. Right? You're gonna give them this playoff opportunity, but you're also going to give them the World Cup campaign, Gold Cup, Nations League, so on and so forth, to build up their team and whatever. You're going to need more time to select that person, but also, what if that person comes in and in these 2 playoffs is shocking? You don't want to make such a big decision and such a small sample size. So I understand you have to go for the interim position. Now, who out there is willing to take up an interim position? Now, I understand that it had to be somebody close to the program. It had to be somebody close to the program. But this thing that the JFF is trying to selling about continuity, and they needed somebody close to the program to ensure continuity, bro. The thing that we need right now is not continuity. In fact, we need the opposite of continuity right now. We need somebody to come and shake it up. What has been going on is poor, and we don't need anybody to continue what is going on. Rudolph Speed is a part of the failing system. So them saying that we need Rudolph Speed to come in and ensure continuity is just madness in my eyes. Why do you want to continue failure? Why do you want to hold on to piece of the failing system in the name of ensuring continuity? It just don't make no sense to me. And I don't think, even if you want to ensure continuity, I didn't see any positives on the tactical side of things for me to say, hey, let's ensure continuity in that. Our training systems and we don't want to introduce a fresh voice, blah blah. I understand that, but not in this case. We don't need continuity right now. In fact, continuity of a poor system is counterproductive. You want continuity, but the system is poor. It just don't make no sense. You see me? So I understand the job it would have been a hard sell, but people probably are gonna say, oh, you're just pointing out the problems. What about the solutions? You know, me like figure solutions. I don't know. The truth is, I don't know who should get this job. I don't know who should get this job. I think they should have spent some more time, take about a month of meetings and meetings and meetings, interviews and interviews and interviews. Make sure that all of the candidates understand. The man take 3 days, bro. That kind of come after me that them already know so I would have speed ever get the job. Because what if I am now a head coach and I want to put in my application to become the interim manager for the Jamaica senior men's national team? 3 days it take to make a selection. That means that you couldn't. Why? The match is in March. Why do you need 3 days? Why do you have to take 3 days to make an emergency replacement? It don't make no sense. You see me say it come off as they always knew that this was what they were going to do. Anyways, it's 3 days, bro. You can't properly evaluate a coach in 3 days. You cannot. You cannot properly interview. Say you had 10 candidates. You cannot properly interview 10 candidates and evaluate them for an interim coaching position in 3 days. You cannot do it. You cannot do it. You cannot have the replacement in 3 days. So even though I understand that the sell is hard, bro, I also understand that Rudolph Speed is one of the best coaches in the locally. He's definitely one of the best coaches local. And if you're gonna talk about the best coaches, you have to bring up names like Theodore Whitmore, Rudolph Speed, Andrew Peart, Xavier Gilbert, Philip Williams, Lenworth Hyde, Donovan Duki, probably a Craig Butley can show in there. These are the best coaches. Jerome Wade, these are the best coaches. And none of the names that I called a while ago, I am necessarily excited to say give them the job instead of Rudolph Speed. Rudolph Speed is probably leading that pack at the moment. But the reason why I don't think Rudolph Speed will necessarily thrive in this position is because of the words that he has spoken out of his own mouth. Rudolph Speed make you know. He did an interview on, I don't remember the channel. My apologies, bro. I don't remember which channel him do it on. What should we accredit that to? And he has said that he likes to work with youngsters because they listen more and their parents more have a grip on them and he can probably punish them a little bit. Probably never say punish. But if me can paraphrase a bit or loosely repeat what he said, he likes to work with younger players because them can listen more and they're more impressionable. We do have no bag of youngsters in this team. Rudolph Speed has made his money in coaching younger players. We're talking about teenagers to 25. We don't see Rudolph Speed work with veterans. We don't see Rudolph Speed work with experienced professionals. We don't see Rudolph Speed work with successful professionals. So I don't think he's qualified for this job. I don't think he is. No, and I understand he is the most qualified not the most qualified. He is one of the best coaches in the country. But how he's done it to become one of the most successful is not by using experienced professionals. It's not by using successful professionals. In fact, he shies away from using older footballers, more successful footballers that you probably can't give as much that you need to earn the respect of. He goes for youngsters that are going to respect you regardless. And so I think this is a weird position for him to be in, and I don't know if he would succeed. No, he's already the coach, so you have to be rooting for him. We have to be cheering him on. But my honest opinion of it is I don't think this is the right appointment, and I wish on the lucky stars that Rudolph Speed proves me wrong. Seen? As I say, those are some of the names that you would have think about, but for me, if I was supposed to go for replacements, a Miguel Coley would come to mind. And they're looking at him for the assistant job. And also, if I was Miguel Coley, I would also think that that's a slap in the face. Why wouldn't you go Miguel Coley as the interim head coach and go Rudolph Speed as the assistant? Or Rudolph Speed, as I say, Rudolph Speed will be fired. But hey, say you don't want too much of a new voice. You got Miguel Coley as assistant head coach. Miguel Coley is further along in his professional coaching career than Rudolph Speed. He's more successful than Rudolph Speed. Why not? He's not a part of this bad bunch that just that is corrupting the JFF at the moment. Why not go for him as the head coach? Why are you asking him now to back up Rudolph Speed when Rudolph Speed was the technical advisor for the head coach? Meaning that it is possible. Meaning that it is well within the realms of possibility that Rudolph Speed tactics were on the field because he was advising the coach, and the coach could have listened or not. But safe to say, the coach listened. They both spoke highly of each other. You understand? So why are you asking Miguel Coley to back up Rudolph Speed? It don't make no sense. In my head, I'm going to feel small. It's also going to feel like a slap in the face if I am Miguel Coley. I don't think Miguel Coley should be backing up Rudolph Speed. But anyways, a Miguel Coley comes to mind. If I was putting together a list of, let's say, 4 to 5 candidates, because I understand this needs to be a month thing where you need to have your coach by January. I say a Miguel Coley would be heading the list. Paul Hall would be heading the list. I really like Paul Hall. You see me? Paul Hall will be heading the list. I really think Paul Hall could do a really good job. Ricardo Fuller. And you hear the names that I mentioned. People that are close to the Jamaican football. People that have been there. Those are the names. You know, I'm not even going no more. Those are the 3 names. Because I don't think you need to have no 5 to 10. Because you're going to need that time to properly evaluate them, get the contracts down, all of that. And I think JFF went the easy way out, the easy route out. And maybe this is Rudolph Speed trying to right his wrongs. Maybe this is Rudolph Speed trying to fix what he has broken. You get me? I say, but those are the 3 names I would go for. Miguel Coley, Paul Hall, and let's say a Ricardo Fuller. Somebody we can galvanize this crew. Somebody we can, rejuvenate the team and get some energy back into the team and get them out. But these are my opinions on this new appointment. I don't think Rudolph Speed should have gotten the job, and I think if anything, he should have been fired, not promoted. Let's go Jamaica. Hopefully we can make it to the World Cup. We have a chance again in March. Never giving up. But as I say, at the moment, I'm not filled with confidence. If you like the video, don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, subscribe to this other Sports TV, and one more thing, and that's to share the video to at least 10 people, get us 6 subscribers. Because each and every one of you guys can manage to do that. Do you know how many subscribers that would get us by the end of that day? But for now, this was the Sports TV.